Yakko, Wakko, and Dot were at the apartment excited to meet their new baby brother who was coming home today. At first, they were scared about the whole idea of having another sibling, thinking that their adopted parents will love it more than them. But after working things out with their parents, they were now happy and they couldn't wait to help out. Meanwhile, a stork was flying through the sky with a blanket in its mouth. He was having a hard time seeing where he was going, because with the deliveries he'd made before, the happy couples would have a way of celebrating their new family member, making the poor bird act funny on the job. And with the way he was soaring, he thought it was best to just rest for a bit. While the stork was taking a nap, the baby in the blanket ended up crawling away. By the time the stork found out about this, the baby was long gone.
Oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get fired. I gotta find another baby first.
Right as he said that, the stork heard someone talking behind a bush. When he peeked over it, he saw two lab mice talking and drinking coffee. It was Pinky and Brain, having a nice afternoon to themselves. But right as Pinky turned away for a moment, Brain suddenly felt someone pulling him up by his tail, leaving his friend confused when he saw that he was gone and nowhere to be found. The stork was supposed to bring the baby to a white apartment, but there was a small problem. There were 3 white apartments together that all looked the same. When he flew down to take a closer look at the address, that was another problem. He took out a piece of paper that had the right address on it, but he couldn't read it so well. His vision was blurry, and reading the numbers on the doors didn't help either. So the best thing he could do was place the blanket on the closest number he found and take off. The kids were still sitting on the couch waiting for their parents to come home, but instead, they heard the doorbell ring. When they answered it, they were surprised to see what was left on their doorstep.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought Mom and Dad were getting a baby from the hospital.
It must be an early delivery.
As they brought the new baby inside and unwrapped it, they were surprised again at what they found. It was Brain dressed up as a baby with a big lump on his head that left his mind so scrambled that he thought that he was a baby.
So, baby brother's a mouse? Man, Dad is not gonna like this.
Hey, guys, don't be like that. He may be different from us, but he's still our brother, no matter what he looks like.
The boys agreed and they got to work on taking care of him. First, it was feeding time. With the baby being so small, the kids didn't want to overfeed him and make him sick. So Dot got an idea. She got her mini brand baby toy bottle for them to use. It worked out perfectly until it was time to burp him, and that led to another whole mess. Then it was bath time. As Yakko was getting the baby undressed, it was Wakko's job to turn on the water, but he didn't check the temperature, leaving it to be very hot. When they put the baby in the tub, of course he screamed and jumped so high that he was hanging off the shower rail.
Wakko!
Sorry, I think it would be best if I took care of this.
Yakko suggested. After the bath, the kids thought it would be great to put on a little fashion show for their new brother, so they got all the new clothes that they brought for him, as well as the camera. Even though the outfits were big on him, they still couldn't get over how cute he looked in them. But just as they were taking a family photo, the kids suddenly smelled something really horrible. At first, they didn't know where it came from, until they figured it out.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, at the park where the stork lost the first baby, someone found the little guy, and he decided to go to the cops to help find the baby's parents. Meanwhile, at the apartment, the kids were arguing about who was going to change the baby.
Come on, Yakko. You have to do it. You're the oldest.
Me? What about you? You're always having accidents. I'm sure this will be a piece of cake for you.
What are you saying? Did I wear diapers? Oh, with how many puddles you leave, I'm surprised you're not.
Guys, will you two shut up for once and use your brains?
Right as Dot said that, something clicked in Brain's mind, causing him to go back to himself and look around the room. He didn't know what was going on, but he had to get out of there. He made a run for it, but the kids chased after him, and right as that was happening, Bobby and Kate came home with the real baby. But what they walked into was not what they expected.
Oh, kids, come meet your new little brother. What is going on here?
With the door wide open, Brain made his escape, and when the kids didn't get him in time, they felt like failures. As they laid on the ground crying, their parents stood there, confused. When Brain finally found Pinky, Pinky was so happy to see him. But before hugging Brain, Pinky had some questions about the outfit he was wearing.
Never mind that, Pinky. Let's just get out of here before any paparazzi sees me.